Welcome, welcome, welcome to Worldview Night Watch. I'm your host, Minister Sarah Everson, and I have this beautiful woman of God that is just dedicated to the purpose, and she represents the voice of experience. Amen. The voice of this experience. And so we're very excited about tonight. Actually, I have dealt with incarceration inside my family. And actually, I always had passion for it because the family is really, is an effective on the family. We have so many. She's going to tell us more about the population, and because I know that everyone under the sound of my voice has someone that's incarcerated. And what's so I love about this particular company is that, or agency, is that all the way from the CEO, there is, I like that experience. She's going to explain to us exactly why, you understand, that word is in there, because that's what stuck out, the voice of experience. And that's so important. I always tell everybody that there are two qualifications, well, matter of fact, two components that are very necessary in any type of agency or any type of representation, especially when it affects the community, when it affects your family, when it affects everything, is that two components: experience and qualifications. It's very important that we have the compassion of God to be able to deal with all these different issues. And so I present to some and introduce to others the beautiful Consuela Gaines right here on Worldview Night Watch. Definitely, I'm sure that there are a lot of people that have some questions, and she'll show you where to get the information, because I know they have a page on Facebook, and she's going to tell us all the things that they are involved in. There's also a local TV show that is offered at Acadiana Open Channel. So she's going to show you and tell you exactly at the end of the program exactly how to get in contact with her, because it's very important. I've had to call her on several occasions concerning whatever reference, when you don't know it, if you don't know where to go, who to talk to. I love voice of the experience. I really love it. Consuela, why don't you grace our audience and definitely let just
Hello, hello. It is such a pleasure and an honor to be here. I'm Consuela Gaines, and I am always excited to share about the work of Voice of the Experience, better known as VOTE. I'm a chapter organizer right here in Lafayette, Louisiana, our VOTE chapter here. We do have 3 chapters: New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Lafayette. So if you're around any of these areas, feel free to come and join us and become a member of Voice of the Experience. There are no dues or fees or anything like that. We just ask that our people show up. And we're always looking for formerly incarcerated individuals, people who have incarcerated family members currently, because I know a lot of times people don't know the first thing to do when they have a loved one who's incarcerated. And so we are kind of like that support group. We are the ones to really help people understand the criminal justice system and how you can fight back and possibly get your loved one home. We don't offer direct services, but we do advocate for currently and formerly incarcerated people. That is one of our main goals and objectives, is to be able to bring voice to the voiceless. And as Minister Sarah said, um, voice of the experience. That experience is us being formerly incarcerated. I served 22 years at the Louisiana Correctional Institute for Women, and I've been home. Come December 6th, it will be 6 years, 7 years actually, that I've been home. And I've been with Vote just as long. And I've learned a lot and still have a lot to learn. We've had a lot of wins throughout the years, from the non-unanimous jury verdicts, which we're still fighting to get those made retroactive for the 1,500 men and women who are still incarcerated under non-unanimous juries. Act 636, which restored voting rights to formerly incarcerated people, that I'll go into more detail in just a bit. But we can't do it alone. We need members, we need supporters, we need people who are willing to come out and be part of what we're doing here in the state of Louisiana. It's going to take a lot of people. These upcoming elections, we don't know who will be put into office, but we have to be prepared, and we have to go in there together. We're so much stronger together, and that's one of our main objectives at Vote, is bringing people together, teaching them what they need to know, building up this army so that we can continue to fight for our loved ones and ourselves, and advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves.
You are so right about that. That's a very important, that all the things that you said, the points are very, very, very well taken. One of the things that I want to ask you is that, matter of fact, today I just thought about it, the right to vote. You know what I'm saying? When someone is incarcerated, actually incarcerated, can you explain to me exactly where does that start? If it's a felony, if it's a misdemeanor, tell us a little bit about that, because it's very important that they, if they can vote, that they should be able to vote. So talk about that.
Okay, in the state of Louisiana, so we're only going to focus on Louisiana because different states have different laws. So in the state of Louisiana, when someone is incarcerated, most people are pre-trial. They haven't been convicted of any felonies. And so in Louisiana, when a person hasn't yet been convicted of a crime and they are already registered voters, they can vote. And they should be voting, even from parish jails, even from parish prisons. They should be able to vote by requesting absentee ballots. This is not the type of information that most people will put out. Our Secretary of State will not encourage that, because he knows that that's probably going to be a pretty huge population of people who are incarcerated in the parish prisons throughout the state of Louisiana. And another thing is when someone is incarcerated, even if they haven't registered to vote, if they haven't yet been convicted of a felony, they should be able to register to vote. Of course, that's going to be from parish to parish, depending upon what the registrar of voter believes or feels is safe and adequate for their staff, or if they allow other organizations to go into the parish jails to get people registered to vote. That is something that I know Vote has been able to do, I want to say, in New Orleans and possibly Baton Rouge. And so it's not something we've done here in Lafayette. We haven't asked, so don't get upset about it. We haven't asked our current sheriff. We did have conversation with our registrar of voter, and her concern was about the safety of her staff. However, like I said, that was on her end. She didn't want to bring her staff in to get people registered to vote. But like I said, we haven't spoken to our current sheriff about registering people to vote. What does the process look like for people who are currently under their care, who are um, able to vote, who may be able to request absentee ballots, and possibly get an organization such as us to go on the inside and get those folks registered to vote.
One of the things that I really love this, because you know what, the mindset even of the individual when they're incarcerated, that they just feel that they don't have the right to vote, or that all the things that just regular citizens have a right to do, it seems like, because of if they're being incarcerated. But you're not, if you're not convicted, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to have all the same rights as someone that is not incarcerated. And so it's very important. We know that the population, you'll give that out again, of the incarceration rate. You understand? The population that it has, is that's a lot of non-voters. You know what I'm saying? Even if they haven't been convicted, so they still have the right to vote. And so it's so important that we have to educate people on this. Okay, because when they're in, whether they're in the incarcerated, you already know, your mindset is that, I don't have the right because whatever, they're accusing me. And a lot of times, even if it's just accusing you and not convicted, you still have the same rights. And so that's why we're going to be voting in Lafayette in October. You understand? October 1st is this Sunday. And so we're very close. And so it's so important about having voting education. Tell us about that. Are there any things in there that because sometimes people just don't know. And if you don't know, you're not going to do. Can you talk about that, the education in the system?
Well, I have to say a lot of the education that is currently being done within the system, within Department of Correction facilities, DOC facilities, such as Angola, DCI, Hunt, LCIW, a lot of the voting education, the majority of the vote education is coming from Vote, this organization, because we're probably some of the only ones who are really encouraging it, other than candidates looking for votes. So, and we do this year round. We don't just do this during election. We, after Act 630, after Act 636 was passed in 2018, we knew that we were going to have to be the ones, boots on the ground, educating and informing people about their restored voting rights. And it's what we've been doing ever since. We have built relationships with the probation and parole offices throughout the state. And they have posters, like you see this poster on behind me, that explains exactly who's eligible to register to vote under Act 636. Under the old law, a person would have to come completely off of parole, off of paper. They would have to come completely off. But under Act 636, what that does is that law still exists. You can come off of parole and register to vote. Or if you're still on parole and have been out of prison for 5 or more years, you're eligible to register to vote. So this is something that we're trying to educate people about, and we get people all the time who are unaware of this law. Most people have the misconception that their conviction has banned them from voting for the rest of their lives. That is not true. It hasn't ever really been true in the state of Louisiana because, like I said, when a person came off of parole, they were eligible to register to vote. And so now, once they have been out 5 years, they can register to vote. Because I know as soon as I made my 5 year mark, I registered to vote. And what you have to do is you have to get a certificate from the probation and parole office saying that you are eligible, because you have to bring that paper along with your voter application form to the Register of Voters office in your area to register to vote, and that will be it. You will be registered. I'm telling you, I was so excited when I was like, oh my God, I can vote. And I've been voting ever since, and I can't wait. I early vote. I believe in early voting because you never know what will come up. This year I'll be in Puerto Rico on October 14th, so I won't be here, so I have to early vote. And I encourage you, early vote, because you never know what can happen. I'm going first day of early voting is Saturday, and I will be there early voting at the Martin Luther King Center in Lafayette. I love it. There's plenty of parking. You know, it's quick. You're in and out of there really, really quick. So I encourage anyone, go vote.
I like that. I like that. There was a couple of campaigns or years that I voted early, but I'm glad that you reminded me of that. One of the things that I wanted to talk about and make sure that everybody understood this, that the Louisiana Department of Public Safety and Corrections provides safe and secure incarceration, effective probation, parole supervision, and proven rehabilitative programs, and as well as assistance to victims of crime, all with the goal of creating a safer Louisiana. So what I'm saying is that this is why it is necessary. Anyone that's under the sound of our voice, anyone that sees their programs on Acadiana Open Channel, if you have a question, you need to get to this organization, this agency, because of the simple fact we have to start standing up and facing our issues. A lot of times we don't take care of it, of the appropriate things that are necessary concerning our incarcerated families, because we don't know. And so that's what I always say, that one of the things I love, I'm going to shout out for this, Google, is that you have all, there's no reason, okay? There's no reason to not to know what to do, okay? It's a lot of people, and I'm talking about people in my age. Of course, you guys, you know what I'm saying? Technology, and everybody else technology. But you know what? Again, I'm going to say this. When computers came out years ago, there was a place where they taught us. A matter of fact, is on Congress Street, and right now I can't even think of it, but they were training you to use computers, because people didn't have computers. Now everybody have computers. We have computers on our phone. You know what I'm saying? Technology, and that's scripturally that in the last days, technology is going to, hit the roof. And so it's no reason for you not to see about your family, okay, that are incarcerated. I know a lot of times by the time they get to incarceration, I know that's been a lot of issues and struggles in the family, but that's still your family. You don't know. You really don't know what they're dealing with. So instead of just, thinking, because a lot of things, people say, Oh, they locked up. Oh, they were in trouble, and now let them deal with it. No, you need to deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? We need to go to the right people, and yes, they're incarcerated, but guess what? You need to know what's going on. You need to know the different agencies. You need to be the voice of, because they are the voice of experience. You need to be that voice. And one of the things that I want to say, because again, for years, over 10 years, me and my children, dragging my children to, see their dad. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is that that was an experience. Okay. So when you see Worldview Night Watch, the thing about it, and when you see the voice of experience, we have the voice of experience. Okay. And we have the passion, the compassion, you understand, to get things done. Okay. You gotta get things done. You might be mad, but it's still your children's father. You might be mad, it's still your daughters. I have compassion for that. You know what I'm saying? Might be mad, but guess what? They're still family. So you have to reach out to the voice of experience. Amen. And so that's what I like about it. I don't want you to just say you love me, or just say it. I want you to show it. You know what I'm saying? So it's time now, and as we go through the next couple of months, we're going to be dealing with everything. It's important to vote, people. It's time to get out there and vote, people. And people, qualification and experience is very important, because we're going to be dealing with some stuff, and you have to have the voice of experience in your candidate. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, laws are going to be passed, policies are going to be passed. It is not, you cannot put, okay? You can't put your cousin in. Like, you can't put this one in because you like him, or you went to school with him. You understand? Or y'all party together. You can't do it. You got to put someone with experience and qualifications. Look, Worldview Night Watch right now, we're not going to lie, and this is the end times, and we got to have a voice. So hats off to the voice of experience. Let's give them a praise. You understand? We're having some church in here. Let's talk about, I want, as you talk to the people, your mission, your real mission. But think about it. Think about something that when you were incarcerated, what are some of the things, you understand, that you felt that could have been better if people knew? Could you just deal with that?
Oh wow, there were so many things that you know um, from harassment from staff, security. We faced so many things while we were incarcerated. Oh my goodness, it's a plethora of things that a lot of us had to file grievances on, um, because they sometimes drop the ball. Okay, they drop the ball on various things, from time calculation, making sure that people are released when they're supposed to be released, um, to food. At one point, they were feeding us something called VitaPro, but the women, they actually stopped going into the cafeteria for so long. The warden, may he rest in peace, Warden Johnny Jones, he challenged the women, if y'all don't go in the kitchen, I forgot what it was, a week or two, that they will pull the VitaPro out the kitchen. And they did, and it was pulled. They stopped serving it in the kitchen. And so there are a lot of times that people who are incarcerated experience things that their families couldn't even imagine. I mean, the most horrific thing to me are solitary confinement and the strip searches after visitation. Um, those are some traumatic experiences that I'm still carrying with me today, that I'm still having to deal with. Um, Post incarceration syndrome is real. A lot of us suffer with it. It's just as real as any other mental illness, PTSD, um, depression, all of that. And a lot of us bring that home with us. And we either suffer with panic or anxiety attacks, severe depression, and it's incarceration, period, is traumatic. And if anyone has someone coming home or someone who recently came home from prison, have some patience with them because they're trying to relearn how to live as a human being because we lived in some very strange circumstances and environment where yes, we committed crimes. Some of us, we committed crimes, we had to do our time, but at the same time we deserve to be treated as human beings, not to have our basic civil rights snatched away from us. And at Vote, we build power through community organizing, policy advocacy, and civic engagement. We are dedicated to restoring the full human and civil rights of those most impacted by the criminal injustice system. Together, we have the experience, expertise, and power to improve public safety in Louisiana and beyond without relying on mass incarceration. Incarceration is not always necessarily needed to be used as the first go-to. We need to start looking at alternatives to incarceration and just, treating people more humanly as possible.
I want to say something. This is a good topic. One of the reasons why I feel that the Spirit of God led me to do all about voting, even some people that had campaigns, is because of the simple fact that we have to be careful of who we put in there. One of the things that I like, I interviewed Honorable Jules Edwards, Judge Jules Edwards, a couple of weeks ago. And one of the things I like, and he got city court. You understand what I'm saying? He had to fight for it. You understand? I'm not talking about fight the people, but I mean, he had to push and press and wait until, you understand, because the powers that be, come on, I'm being real about it. The powers that be didn't want him in there. Judge Jules Edwards was the reason why he wanted to run, because by the time he had dealt with the felonies and the federal court, their list, their arrest records was so long, okay? And when you have that stuff, okay, when they go to him and they have that long list of there's laws that are set up that if they're repeat offenders, even if, you understand what I'm saying, they're according to the law, it was nothing he can do, okay? So this is why God pushed me, you understand, to really have you guys on here, okay? Because the population of incarceration is at an all-time high, Okay, we always have been. Okay, we always have been. Civil rights all the way back. You understand? And so this is the what you're listening to about the voice of experience, is that you're really riding on that same coattail of civil rights. You understand? The right of the people. And so the thing about it is, this is why you guys are sounding the alarm, because there are, I know everybody that's listening has somebody that's incarcerated or knows somebody that is incarcerated. And my thing as a therapist or facilitator for empowerment, you understand, is that you cannot just forget them. I don't care. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to make me talk preaching. You understand? You can't just forget people. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care if they, come on, let's go to the Our Father. I don't care if they transgress against you. You understand? The word says, even though, you know, your son made you mad, your husband made you mad, you know, oh, I'm glad he locked up. But the thing about it is, look at the emotional torment that a lot of people that are incarcerated deals with. Okay, she just expressed that. And the thing about it is, be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind. And transformation of the mind don't come, you understand, in the first 3 months that you save. I mean, that you come out. You know what I'm saying? So like she said, you got to be patient. And I know you guys have a support system. Is there any kind of group settings or anything that you guys do? Is there anything like that?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Judge Jules Edwards, because Vote Lafayette has just partnered with him and United Way of Acadiana. Vote is spearheading a mentorship program that will be provided to incarcerated and formerly incarcerated people throughout Acadiana. And it will actually be launched in October. We're looking for mentors, more mentors. We want to be able to provide a mentor to as many people as we possibly can. It will start when people are about 3 months short of being released, and men and women need mentors. So we need men and women mentors to come and participate. If anyone would like to be a mentor, they can feel free to give me a call at 337-212-5074, and that way they can know how to become involved. And it's called the New Leaf Mentorship Program, and it's going to be offered at LPCC and the transitional unit over on Willow. And so we're looking for as many mentors as we possibly can get. We have a nice group of mentors, but we're looking for more. We need more. And like I said, it's called the New Leaf Mentorship Program, and it's with Vote, Judge Jules Edwards, and the United Way of Acadiana.
I definitely will be calling you, because I'm sure that I would like to do some of that. And the thing about it is that we have to make sure that it is our responsibility to vote. It is our responsibility for us to look at the whole picture of the person that's running. Okay. And they cannot go in there. Okay. They cannot go in there and not represent you or your community. Okay. And I'm a stickler about that, because I know the trauma. Once the trauma, and I'm gonna let you go because I know you're busy. I know the trauma that people go through and they need help. So definitely, I just want to say thank you, okay? Because I know you're busy. I know you have, but this has been a good show. You know what I'm saying? This has been a good show, brought to you by Project Self Incorporated, sponsored, and definitely Worldview Night Watch. The mission of Worldview might not my Night Watch. The mission of it is that we're going to be on the cutting edge of everything that's going on, and we're not going to be quiet about it. You understand what I'm saying? And so we don't know what we're going to face, but we're not going to be quiet about it. Okay. So no, they're not going to just close things down. And no, you're not going to just kill somebody and nobody say something. And no, you're not going to just throw somebody in jail. You understand? We have to come together, people. We have to come together. So hats off for you guys. And one of the things that I want to say, it is not about a black or white thing. It's about a human thing. Man, you understand? And woman, child. So thank you so much for representing the voice of experience. I want you to tell them what days your program is on, how they can contact you. I know you gave the number, but I definitely want to, if they have a problem, what do they do, to contact you guys. And I'm serious about it, okay? I'm serious about it. I'm going to contact you, okay? I'm connected to a lot of therapists, and we can do some. I just want to see what timing it is, the schedule, but I do want to put my hands to that, okay? I really do. So go on and tell us about what you're doing.
Okay, well, we meet monthly. We have our monthly membership meeting every month. It's open to the public every third Thursday of the month at the Downtown Convention Center, which is located at 124 South Buchanan Street, right here in Lafayette, Louisiana, from 6 to 8 o'clock p.m. We always have some delicious food, some type of refreshments. And like I said, it's open to the public. Everyone is welcome. It's not just for our members. We call it our membership meeting because our members, it's a way for our members to be able to, come together and learn more about the next thing on our agenda. Because right now we're getting prepared actually for the upcoming legislative session in 2024. So we're educating our members about bills, and we want to hear from our members what types of bills and policies, local and statewide, would they like to see passed. We can't do this by ourselves. And so we turn to our members, we turn to the community to hear from them what's important to them. It's not about this organization, it's about the people that we're trying our best to represent. So be sure to come out every third Thursday of the month. Our next monthly meeting will be October 19th, Thursday, October 19th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Downtown Convention Center. Come, you could bring a friend or two or three with you. Also, for those who may not be close enough to attend our monthly meetings, we do have a television series that airs on Acadiana Open Channel every first and third Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. It is called From Chains to Change. Get that? From Chains to Change. Yes. And so you'll hear from us, the staff here in Lafayette, and other people within our membership. We've spoken to candidates who are running in upcoming elections. We had some of our members, even our supervisor and our executive director, Norris Henderson, came in, Chico Yancey, Ronald Marshall. All these guys have been on the show. So make sure if you missed any, you can see them on Vote's YouTube channel. And feel free to go check out some of our past episodes. And we're, like I said, every first and third Wednesday of the month on AOC, which is in the surrounding parishes, which will soon be streamed live. So stay tuned and see what's going on and get informed. And that's the thing about it. We try to inform people about what's going on in legislation, in policies that affect currently and formerly incarcerated people. That is our main objective, and it's getting these laws changed, getting these Jim Crow laws off of the books. And that's why, as Minister Sarah said, it's important for us to be actively engaged in the voting process. I hope some of you have the opportunity to go to some of these candidate forums. Matter of fact, I'll be moderating a candidate forum tomorrow in Karen Crow with some school board candidates. And so it's important for us to go to these candidate forums so we can be informed voters. That's what these forums are for. If you say, well, I don't know who this person is, these candidate forums are giving you the opportunity to go and hear from them, hear what their platform is, hear what they're saying they're about, what they're for, what they're going to change. That gives you that opportunity. Talk to these folks who are running for these different races. They don't work. They work for us. And the thing is, they are term limited. We're not. We put them in office and have the power to take them out. And so we as voters, we are responsible. And it's a shame that it's a small percentage of people in your state, in your city, who are electing officials who make decisions for your entire city and your entire state. Everyone should be a part of this process because everyone can vote. If you are eligible, register to vote. If you haven't registered to vote and won't and have missed the deadline for this upcoming election on October 14th, there will be another election come November. So make sure, don't use that as an excuse that you won't be able to vote in this election. Get registered to vote. If you need to know more, if you're a formerly incarcerated person, if you're on probation, and never went to jail, you can still register to vote. People don't know that. They're not telling that. So reach out to us at Voice of the Experience. You can go to our website at www.voiceoftheexperience.org, or you could give me a call at 337-212-5074 if you need help getting registered to vote. I'm here. That's what I'm here to do. And also for people who may have questions concerning an incarcerated loved one and they don't know what to do. It's not necessarily something that Vote does, but we try to help as much as we possibly can because we love our folks and we are here to help.
Oh, I'm telling you, hand claps for you guys. I just love it. I love the passion. And I can't believe that you and I have been knowing each other some years. And I'm like, well, I could be doing that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, I could do that. The thing about it, why it's so important, I wrote this down. One of the things about it is October 14th. You definitely, and like she said, look in the newspaper, or they don't have newspapers hardly anymore. Look online, go call the registrar's office and see when does early voting starts. And definitely, one of the things, you gotta go all the way. You gotta finish. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead on.
And look, the Go Vote app It is so amazing. It is through the Secretary of State's website. It is spelled GEAUX. That kind of go vote. And it will have all of your voting information on it. You can look on there to see if you're an active voter, because all you'll need to do is put in your name, I think your date of birth, and your zip code, and it will show you. It will let you know where your polling locations are. It will even give you a sample ballot of everything that's on your ballot, because, excuse me, you may think that you want to vote for a candidate that you saw, but they may not be in your district and they may not be on your ballot. So use the Go Vote app. It's very simple to download for Androids and iPhones. Use that app and it will give you all the information that you need about voting. Even on the night of election, it will show you what the numbers are for the candidates as they're being voted, as the ballots are being counted, and it will show you who's in the lead, who's winning, who's losing. I use it. I love the app. It helps us get people registered to vote. You can use the Go Vote app to get registered to vote. All you need is the I think they call it a code on the back of your driver's license or your state ID to be able to register to vote on the Go Vote app. But you can get registered, people. Get registered. It's so simple. It's at the palm of your hand. Get registered, and more importantly, get out there to those polls and vote, because this election on the 14th, there may be a runoff. Okay? Because there are a lot of people running for governor. There's going to be a runoff. Okay? So make sure that you get back out there in November to vote, because it doesn't stop right there in October unless they close it out and someone has 50% or more of the vote. So I get excited about it. I learned about elections and election process. It's an exciting time for me. I'm ready to go early vote tomorrow. So I encourage y'all, go early vote. No excuses. Well, I know some people don't have transportation, but there are so many organizations who are offering transportation. I'm sure Black Voters Matter are offering transportation. Just reach out to them. Say, hey, I don't have transportation. Can someone help me? They will connect you with somebody who will. So, like I said, there are no excuses for you not to go vote. Get out there and vote. It's an exciting time of year, y'all. Go vote, please.
It is. It is very exciting time. As she said, Go Vote app. You want to make sure you can look and see about the candidates. You could get the whole picture. Don't go in there and tic-tac-toe, oh, this, or don't go. You know what I'm going to do? One of the things, because I think my pastor did it. I think my first cousin did it. They went independent instead of Democratic or Republican. One of the things about it, and I know that the Democrats, where they do kind of I would say service the I would say service maybe the have favor for the lower income, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Where they do want to open up. But the thing about it is you want to vote for the right person. You shouldn't be tied down to anything, whether it's Democratic or Republican. You should go, like she said, to these campaigns, to these different things that they give, understand, ask questions. You understand what I'm saying? Like you said, if there's some particular things that's going on in your community, you need to ask them straight up. You know, do they have the power to be able to impact the questions or the things? We got to get up. We got to get up. I'm telling you, go and vote. 2024, you're going to be crying. I'm telling you, 2024, you're going to be crying. So you got to do it. You just have to do it. You understand? Because there are so many things. There's so many things going on. Yes, ma'am.
And one thing that I always tell people, and they look at me crazy when I say it, I even posted it on my my Facebook. Don't complain if you don't vote. Do not complain if you don't vote. If you are 18 or older and in the right frame of mind and eligible to vote, don't come to me with complaints unless you're a registered voter. That's one of the requirements that we have for our members, is that when a person becomes eligible, they register to vote. Because we're at the state capitol every year, every legislative session, getting laws changed or attempting to get some laws changed. Or we're here locally at our city council meetings, attempting to get policies changed. The real way a community changes is when a community votes. Bottom line, we have to learn and get more active. And if people don't understand, this is the place you need to come to. Come to vote. Come to vote. Come to our vote meetings and say, I don't understand all this about this voting process, these elections and all of this, these candidates that say this, they come in our community, they get elected and we never see them again. We don't see changes in the neighborhood. Everything still looks the same. Why vote? Come to us and we will show you you have more power than you realize, and you're not exercising it. And that's why your community still looks the same. That's why nothing is changing, because you have more power than you realize. We have to hold our elected officials accountable, because like I said earlier, they're term limited. We're not. We're not term limited. We pay their salary. They don't pay ours. They work for us. They are supposed to represent us no matter what party affiliation they're with. If they are representatives from your district, I don't care if you're a Democrat, Independent, Republican, whoever that elected official is supposed to represent his entire district, no matter what your party affiliation is. We have to hold them accountable. And when we don't, we see what happens. Nothing. Things stay the same. Things don't change. Come to vote so you can learn how to exercise your power. That's all I'm going to leave you guys with. Come to vote.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been Worldview Night Watch. I'm your host, Minister Sarah Everson, with our special guest, Miss Consuela Gaines. I'm prophesying over you, girl, in Jesus' name. I'm prophesying over you. Love you guys. We definitely coming. We're coming. The end of the year, we're going to end and finish strong. We're going to have some activists that we're going to really be talking to, because I'm telling you, you're going to need the information. You're going to know where to go. You got to take back the reins of your community. You got to take back the reins of your family. You got to take back the reins, come on, of your own power. God bless you. We'll see you guys next time. Again, Worldview Night Watch. God bless.